So again, hello my dark lights, it's me, Miss Eclectic. Um my dumbass. I think I turned around and I deleted some stuff off of my phone that I was not supposed to do because I'm just special like that, Dory. Um so I wanted to kind of like try to figure out a little bit of something. Um my older daughter was sitting there and we were kind of like talking with my younger daughter. And sometimes she has this issue where she likes to speak baby because we had some like stupid family and stuff like of recent trying to talk to her like she was retarded and she was baby and stuff, that goo goo gaga, oh wawa and all that stupid stuff instead of just speaking English, right? And the difference between when she was around that family and nowadays is like the difference between night and day. She can hold a conversation. She doesn't substitute certain words. She doesn't sound like an idiot. She can hold a complete conversation with you, and she has a sense of awareness to her. And I was sitting there, and me and my older daughter were just like, oh, well, that's kind of cool. Like her speech, her whole mannerism just changed. We're still working on her anger issues, but at least like her ability to hold and comprehend it's like a conversation is just like in comparison, it's just up there. And what I realized and what I observed is that she just turned 5, right? And um when we're dealing with like those animal instincts, those survival instincts and everything, a lot of things that people don't really comprehend is that those first 5 years of a child's life is going to determine the rest of their life. That's why when you see people who have been sexually traumatized for the rest of their lives, they can't have a normal relationship, so all of their relationships are pretty much on that gay spectrum because of sexual trauma. Just like when dealing with animals and stuff. If you sit there and you train a dog and you talk to a dog, and then the dog is pretty much just going to sit there and it's only going to have so much of an awareness and comprehension of itself. So if you sit there and you talk to a dog like it has some kind of an awareness, some kind of an intelligence to it, and you acknowledge it, then the dog will sit down and it will utilize, it will understand language, and it will learn how to comprehend even more because you're actually treating it like it has the awareness that it does. So it's just like when people sit down and they're like, oh, well, I can kill my kids and stuff in the womb. Like, no, you dumbass. You need to be aware of what's happening in your body. And if you have an awareness, then you wouldn't even consider doing that in second place. But if you don't even have awareness of yourself, then of course you're going to sit there and do that to your body because you don't even have an awareness of what is actually happening when you're creating a child in your stomach. So it just kind of like, first and foremost, people need to kind of practice awareness of self. You can't really go anywhere and you can't really do anything in this world if you're not even aware of yourself and who you are. Second, you need to approach anything and everything from an aspect that there is some kind of awareness. There is some spark. There is some spirit. There's some God. There's something in there. And if you treat it like it's stupid, then it will treat you stupidly as well. So instead of doing it that way, treat it like it has an awareness. Treat it like it is from God because it is from God. So God is the highest form of awareness. So everything that you come in contact with has some form of awareness. So that's why when people sit down and they hold their hands and they hold like this and they say namaste, what they are saying is I honor the awareness in you like I honor the awareness in me, because you have to be aware in order to even be here, period. You have to have a spark of God to be here. So you all have the capability of awareness. It's just how you carry yourself. And so in those first 5 years when children are developing and everything, if you do not respect their awareness, then they are going to have issues growing up all throughout their life. Just like if you turn around and a child goes through some kind of a mental trauma or sexual trauma or physical trauma, that is going to carry and that is going to reverberate with that individual for the rest of their life. They'll never have the opportunity to have like a normal type of a life and decency because of how much happened at a younger age, because what you're doing is you're dealing with like the primal instinct of the individual. That's why when you deal with like animals and stuff, they can have an awareness, because just like your 2-year-old can turn around and understand what the fuck poop is, like so can your dog. So like when we sit down and we say that, it's just because it takes dogs 7 years of their life to experience and understand the awareness that we do. And so it just takes them longer, but they can comprehend things. Like, there are experiments where they teach the freaking gorillas how to like sign language and read and write and shit. I mean, we can do that. It's just that at the first few years of your life, it's just gonna be like dealing with a primal animal, because that is what is happening, because your children are animals when they first are born. They are so tapped into source that they're just like little freaking hoodlums and stuff, you know? And then after that, then they actually forget everything that happens in those first 5 years, because that's the primal instinct that you were training and programming. That is the primal individual that you were working with. So in order to even heal and to do anything, you got to go all the way back to like them first 5 years. Like when people deal with trauma, you got to deal with like the primal aspect of yourself, like dealing with the lower 3 chakras, dealing with the sense of like stability, dealing with all of that. And then like you got to heal. And it just takes on so many different levels and layers to it. And so as of right now, I'll leave that right here. I don't even know if this will help anybody. I hope it does, but we shall see. But until then, take care, and I love you so much, my dark lights. Till next time.